Whoa, hey, late night pod? Divine, is this going on the Old School Pod channel?
I don't know if it is, dude.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it is. I was thinking about, like, just by the way, I'm rocking the
You got a
cider here.
cider?
It's ceremonial cidering, like for the old school, doing a bit of a vibe. I just thought, well, I even brought it in early. I brought it in a couple of days ago. I was like, that's for the pod. slipped it in.
That is amazing.
I slipped it in the fridge. Berries and cherries,
beverage.
old moot. I love this stuff. But I don't
That's
know
your
if it's
jam.
going to go. People of the interwebs, let us know. Where do you want this to go? We've got like an old pod channel. We've also got the normal channel, our SBL channel, right? Where do you want us to put the pods? So what we want to do is, the plan is that Ian and I are going to be going old school. We're going to be doing so because we kind of dialed down the pod because we were just doing too much and things got too crazy. And we, we're maniacal sometimes about certain things, and we were getting really maniacal about the podcast. So it turned into this really heavy operational thing with editing and stuff like that. And then ultimately that got the best of us. So we had to dial down the amount that we were doing. And then just a few weeks ago, I can remember the conversation we were having, and we said, we both really missed the pod. So can we not just do the weekly pod, but just do not a super polished version of it, but a version of it like this, where I'm bringing ciders. So people of the interwebs, where should we put this? Should we put it on the main channel? Let's put this on the main channel. And then if you guys want it on the other channel, maybe we'll put it over on the SBL podcast channel instead next time or something like that. So you guys choose, and then we'll just do what you want. We will be your slaves.
Choose your own adventure.
Slave to the base. Yeah. Choose your own adventure. Yeah. What are we talking about today, dude? Is it the new basses?
I mean, that instrument, I do think you need to talk about. Have you talked about it before? I know it's been on your Instagram a bit.
I have not talked about it. It looks outrageous, doesn't it? It looks outrageous.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about it. So it's an F bass. And I guess like the history of it is that I was talking to Marcel over in F bass. Everybody kind of knows I've been playing F basses for a long time. Like the 5-string BN5s. And really love them. But I've never had, they've never made me one. And then ages and ages ago, maybe even like more than 12 months ago, I think it was more than 12 months ago, Marcel and I were having a conversation, and I can't remember, man, it was like 12 or 18 months ago or something, but it all came, the headline is, we decided to make a bass, you know, and they were like, oh, we'll make you a bass. So, and this is the output of it. And after back and forth, originally it wasn't going to be, this is called Carina, is it? Carina? I think it's called...
I don't know.
Let me find out what it's called. Is it called Black Carina? Black Carina.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Black Carina. So originally, when I was talking to Marcel, I said, hey, I just have the ash body? Because they do like a really cool ash with the grain and stuff. And he was like, listen, it's not easy to get hold of anymore. It's not sustainable. And I think they're trying to, be conscientious to the world and all of that we live.
Sure.
So he said, but we could do it. There's a wood called Black Carina that looks pretty cool. Sounds like ash, but it looks like this. And he sent me some pictures.
Is it? It's not Black Limba.
I think this is Black Carina and Limba the same thing. Let's have a look.
I don't know. Oh boy.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let us know in the comments.
Okay, Black Carina is essentially just another name for Black Limba.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
So it's Black Limba, yeah.
Cobut
it looks incredible. Like I'm really happy. I wanted to. There was it's essentially like a BN5, but just with some sort of like little bits that I wanted to add to it. I wanted it to have a oiled body, or I think I call it a satin body, because I love the sort of like the feel of when you can feel the wood. Yeah. So I had that, and then I had the Black Carina or Black Limba square inlays. I did that for you guys, by the way. I did it for you guys because when I play a bass with no fret dots, Mr. Allison sitting there with his no fret dots, I get my butt kicked in the comment. Everybody's like, there's no dots.
Yeah. Not great for teaching.
Yeah, not great for teaching. So I got the biggest dots available, which are blocks.
They look great.
Literally, that was the idea. I was like, what is the biggest that I can... Now, they are a little dark, but, they do the job.
Oh, that's
and
great.
and then the other things that I wanted to get added are, like, all of this. So I've got the radius pickup covers, and I've got a ramp in between the two, and I really like having this kind of like playing surface. Like, if anybody out there, let me know in the comments if you like doing this, but I like playing over the surface of a pickup. Like when Ian plays on that bass, I bet he plays over the surface
I do.
of the pickup, and it's because it just feels nice and it stops your finger kind of disappearing into nowhere. So I really wanted that surface extended between the two pickups. And this isn't my invention. This has been going on for years.
Sure.
Gary Willis was doing it. Billy Sheehan was doing it back in the day by sort of like putting tape on top of his pickups and everything.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And then I also wanted the pick guard on it because I prefer the pick guard for, in terms of like when I'm doing this, that thing. With the index in the middle.
Sure.
For the pops, I really don't like it when my finger just disappears into nowhere. Where there's a massive gap between the D and the G string and the body, I actually like it to be like less. And I've seen that on basses like Norm Stockton. Shout out to Norm Stockton. Norm Stockton, by the way, I saw you at NAMM. I really wanted to come and say hi, but you were busy and I was getting dragged around, so I couldn't. But Norm Stockton, I'm sending you love. But Norm Stockton's got he's cool, isn't he? He sounds great as well. God.
Yeah.
And he's got like a thing that on his MTD that basically does that, And then there's other people that have got like a slap surface that they put there as well. And,
slap surface.
The slap surface. So that's why I wanted because I think it'd look pretty sweet if it didn't have the pick guard on as well.
Sure.
But yeah. And I've got like an ultra slim neck on it as well. The neck's a little slimmer than my regular BN5s that I've had. But I'm like really, really, like you guys know what these sound like. Just to play it a little bit. They sound brill.
Yeah, they sound so good. Nice, like fresh strings on it as well.
Yeah, they're fresh strings.
Yeah. It sounds
that's like
great.
both together, and then the neck pickup sounds great. Yeah, really happy with it. I haven't gigged with it actually yet, which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, you gotta.
I know. I'm having another love affair as well with some Flatwound strings I've got on my. Where is that Moollon? On this Moollon over here, I've got a Moollon J with flats on it. Big. We can't figure out what the flats are, unfortunately.
I figured it out. Hey, I figured it out.
No.
I'm so sorry I haven't told you. I texted Eric Coco. They are labellas.
They are labellas.
Before they started doing the colored ball ends, because now they do, I think, like red, white, blue, and brass or something. But before it was all brass. And I told him all the silks and everything. He's like, yeah, those are ours for sure.
Oh,
from
amazing.
Probably like maybe a decade ago.
Oh, well, anyway, they kill. I absolutely love them, yeah. So which ones are they? Do you know?
FS. They're like 45 to 105. But they've experimented. I don't know if they have, changed like the core dimensions in those 10 years, but sometimes like on the Alinto flats, for instance, the core is a little smaller, but then they build up the gauge with wrap, and that makes them feel a little springier, a little like more flexible, versus if the core is thicker, they do less wrap, it feels stiffer.
This is definitely stiffer. These are like the stiffest flats I've ever played. And when I got the bass, actually, I was like, oh, it was just weird. Do you know, it's like when I had sushi.
You had sushi. That's right. You did.
I was in LA with Ian, and he's like kicking my ass, asking me to like have this sushi, and I freaking won this stupid bet with him and Yannick.
No, you lost.
Lost this bet, and they kicked my ass and made me eat sushi. Anyway, and I was sitting next to Ryan. Shout out to Ryan from Trickfish, and Ryan also hadn't had sushi before. So Ryan and I tried sushi, and we're like, and it was a big old mouthful. It was like a golf ball of sushi, and I'm rolling that thing around my mouth. And Ryan nailed it. He was like, I'm not actually sure what to think. He was like, because my mouth's just not used to this thing that's in it. It's like, I'd have to have it like 5 more times to actually have like make a call on whether I like it or not. And them flats actually were like that. Like I got it out and I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I played it and they were just like stiff, like not like my low tensions at all. And that I've got on my my Alinto down there, they were not like that at all. And it wasn't that I disliked or liked them; it was just weird. And then, I'm so trying not to burp as I'm drinking this cider. I'm like, Toba, thousands of people will not listen to you burp divine. So I'm like,
that's right.
And then I took it on this gig, and I was like, oh damn, it's a vibe, like really, really. And I even took the Alinto because I love that Alinto. Played it. I was like,
with the low tensions.
Yeah, with the low tensions. And then I got the Moollon with the, and I think it is the string. I don't think it's the bass. I think it's the strings. Got the Moollon with the FSs or whatever they are. Played. I was like, that like they just felt great. What they did is they sound. It's the mix between the feel and the sound. I don't know what it was. There was like definitely a magic there, and I'm kind of addicted to them. So when I still need to take this out. I'm kind of having like this love affair with these flats. So and I don't want to put flats on this. It's not the right move. I think that this is
sure.
It's just I play differently on this thing. So but that's what's going on in my bass life at the minute. As always, it's complex. It's like I'm in multiple relationships at the same time.
Yeah. Well, and you're used to the low tension flats Labella put on that Alinto bass, and that's small core diameter and a small amount of wrap as well to make them feel flexible, and then they're tuned to the same pitch so they feel nice and flexy. But yeah, those big boys, oh man. I mean, it's a
and I had blisters like I was 13 again.
You did?
Dude,
oh, I love
my fingers were wrecked. And then every time I gig on it as well, my fingers are wrecked the next day. I'm like, I pick up a bass, I'm like, like these 2 fingers. I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, it's a serious thing. Yeah. Tell me about that bass though, because I've seen you lurking about with that bass.
This is Mike Lull, IMA 5. We did the last run of IMA basses. We did a 5-string, and essentially it's a jazz bass T-Bird hybrid. So it's their proprietary T-Bird pickups. It's ash body. It's a maple neck. It's a ebony board that's naked, no blocks, terrible, no dots, terrible, no blocks, terrible.
Give
for
him shit
teaching.
in the comments, please.
Yeah, I know. It's like, where is my hand? You can never tell. Hip shot B, flat top P bass knobs. We do a special circuit in this bass that has, so these are linear taper 1 megs. So they just open up the pickups a little more. They give you a little more blendability versus the standard audio taper configuration on a passive bass. It's all passive.
We talked about this. Wait a minute. Let's not brush over this because what was it? And I was like, God damn, I hate this about it's
passive basses, like a passive 2 pickup bass, like a jazz bass.
Yeah.
You have that like either full, both pickups on, or you have like if you just turn a knob a tiny bit, it sounds like
there's no blend. There's no blend.
It's almost like a switch, but this one has a little bit more.
It does actually blend.
A little bit more. I mean, it's still not like a blend pot on an active bass, but linear tapers seem to give you a little bit in that first 20% of the knob. They give you a little bit more blendability. And one of my favorite sounds of all time is both pickups on full and then just knocking back the bridge pickup just a tiny bit, which is different than full neck pickup.
Yeah, that's what I was bitching about with the Moollon, actually. I was saying that I can't really do that. As soon as I turn the treble, the bridge pickup a tiny bit, it just instantly, it's just all neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's a downside, isn't there? If anybody's thinking, oh, linear tape is the way, you mentioned to me there's a trade-off. What's the trade-off?
The trade-off is that if you have the knobs off and then you go to like fade something in, it's kind of in immediately. It doesn't do that really beautiful gradual fade that a audio taper, which is what's in almost every bass, does. It kind of is like when you turn the knob from off and you start to roll it, it's like, whoa, it's on
instant
quickly.
Yeah.
So there's not that real smooth, but you kind of get used to it. And you can, I'm just used to it now. But I love linear tapers. I think, I don't know, I just like the way they blend. I actually like the way they roll in. So yeah, it's my jam. I love it.
And you've been using that bass recently, haven't you?
Yeah, man, this bass. So yeah, I just took this gig with Ben Rector. I'm super excited to get it. I got the call in the midst of the insanity that we were experiencing in LA for all the SBL shoot stuff.
I can't remember when you told me when you got the gig. Was it over there you told me?
Well, I got, you're going to name drop hard right now here, but both John Fields, who's an incredible producer, and Corey Wong both texted me individually and said, Ben Rector's longtime bassist is moving on and taking a different gig, and he needs somebody that can come in and learn the tour like in a matter of a week, essentially.
Yeah.
And we both told, and each of them separately said, I told him that it has to be you, which was so.
So how much time did you have to prepare for the gig?
So we went down and we did NAMM, and then my family came out and we hung out in California for a few days, and I didn't want to be like, sorry, family, I've got to prep for a gig. So I had, I think when it was all said and done, I had about 3 days to learn. It was like, I think like 18 tunes for rehearsals. And it wasn't like, oh, we're all going to get together and see how these tunes go. It was more like,
you need to learn the 18 tunes and they need to be locked in.
Come in and execute.
Yeah.
And, I've talked to Amos Heller before, who, of course, I know you know this, but plays with Taylor Swift. And he talks about his prep process is 2 tunes a day, always, no more. 2 tunes a day, you lock him in. That's how he memorizes. He just runs them. It's reps forever. And I hit him up and I was like, I don't have the tune. Like, I don't have the time. What do I do? And he was just like, good luck, buddy. But essentially, I mean, my family was so sweet to me to let me do this, but I just, essentially put myself in the shed hard and listened to the songs, played the songs, listened to the songs, played the songs. To just learn.
How long did you have to prep?
About 3 days.
3 days. Oh, that's a lot more than 2 tunes a day.
Yeah. So it ended up being, it was like 3 or 4 days. It ended up being maybe 5 or 6 songs a day. But it's like live arrangements, and it was not an easy thing to do. But I got it done and went in and, did a good job at the rehearsals. And the crazy thing was, I mean, to bring it back to the 5, it's a 5 to me. When I heard the music, I was like, oh, this is a 5-string gig.
Got it. Yeah.
And that it's funny because I've talked about this just a little bit on my Instagram of like, oh yeah, I'm playing 5 on this. And people are like, why? People have said, why? What makes it a 5-string gig? Like, what's the, like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just use an octave pedal? Why, and I will say, I think it's like, mainly because the first tune I heard of Ben's was like, let me show you.
Play it.
The first song was basically like this. It was like, let's see here. First out of the gate. Right?
What was that? Was that a low B?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right. And so check this out. So it keeps going, right? Sidechain synth. But then listen to this.
don't care anymore. Like a river
Right?
next to the ocean, paving touches wherever we're going.
So
And was what's the guy that was doing it previously called?
yeah, Kevin McIntyre, sweet Kevin, man. Kevin is a monster bass player, and he played 5 a lot, and he also played some 4, but he would switch. But I don't know about you, but when I'm doing a gig, like I want to.
Oh, I don't want to switch.
Me neither.
Stresses me out.
It stresses me out too. The levels are always a little different. The low end presentation
It's
is
just
always a little
weird,
different.
yeah. It's like, I don't know, putting on a new set of jeans halfway through the day. Nobody does
Yes.
that. It's like
Yeah,
you need
yeah,
to like get them jeans and lock in.
Yes, I agree. And that's really how it felt to me too. So I was like, I think I'm just going to try to do this. And then even for stuff that like, one other just quick example of why this feels like a 5-string is, so you take a song, there's a song called Bad For You. Like, check this out.
1, 2, ready, go.
That low D. Then like,
I wanna dance in the kitchen, spin you around the floor. Just wanna get lost in the rhythm, the way that we did before. I'm laying in my bed,
Right?
wondering why I just can't help but feel it.
and I feel like I just heard that stuff and thought, oh, I don't want to tune for that. Oh, I don't want to kick on an octave pedal. Like that is very clearly a low D.
Yeah.
That tune was played, I can't remember the producer that Ben worked with, but on that particular song, on I Got It Bad For You, but the producer he worked with played the bass, and it's like hollow body bass. And just for those moments, or
It's just
tuned down.
down.
It's like open low D, but I hate hip shots. I don't want to tune down for that tune and then tune back up. I just want to have an instrument that feels like it can do that gig.
Can do it, yeah.
Whether I'm playing with a pick or triggering effects.
It's interesting
or-
because it's kind of got like a. It's like 5, isn't it? It's been written for. It's got. There's like a vintage aesthetic to Ben Rector's stuff as well. It's
Sure.
It's not like modern 5.
No,
not-
that's right.
Yeah.
It's not modern 5. And I think so. I mean, just luck of the draw, honestly. Like I don't feel compelled to modern 5 very often. Like it's not in my wheelhouse.
You didn't want to take the Smith 6?
I didn't.
I would have freaking loved it if you're like,
Dude,
if I'd seen you like on a gig with Ben Rector and you're like there with the Smith 6.
Oh, so sick. Yeah, I mean, I love those basses. Or like a Spectre is another example, right? Like I love the way those basses sound. But there's like more of a rocket, like like you said, a little bit more of a vintage thing on some of the tunes. So I didn't feel like I could bring something modern.
Yeah.
And also like this is just to me,
And that looks great.
It's such a classic look. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes with anything. I'm even slapping it on some stuff, which is so fun.
Amazing.
It's just a blast.
They're
man.
tricky tunes as well, aren't they? Just to sort of
Yes.
like, just to say it, they're not
Oh,
like
it is.
It's not a 1-4-5.
No, I mean there's tricky. It's pop music, but it's tricky forms. It's really intentionally played.
Yeah.
It's parts. There's sounds.
And
I'm
did you
bringing
have any
my-
direction? Was there any moments when you're in the thing? Was there any moments like did you just rock in and you just like pulled out the 5-string like the Lone Ranger pulling out his gun and you just like whipped that rehearsal into a frenzy?
Oh, I mean,
or was there any moments where
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so.
Of course you did.
I mean, for the most part, like I'm a very different player than Kevin. And Kevin is a monster and plays a lot and is like super energetic and brings a ton of energy live. So I was going off of some of the stuff live and trying to bring a similar amount of energy, but still do it in my way. Like I found I always sort of feel like less is more. And so I was trying to kind of bridge the gap between like what Kevin would do live and what I would naturally do.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like Ben is his own MD. So there's not a musical director in the band other than Ben Rector.
Yeah.
And so he's making notes.
Yeah,
He is it. He is the MD. So he's not looking to someone, he's looking to the group for consensus. And it's not, you know, it's not like he's like, here's how it's gotta be, but he does know what he wants and he's not afraid to say it, which I appreciate. So there are a few tunes where we really had to work on like, yeah, like let's make it this way. And he had to explain it and I had to dig up more sounds or try different approaches to kind of hone in on it. Yeah. I think for the most part, it was like, yeah, cool. But there was a few things where we're like, okay, yeah, we gotta get after it a little bit. There's a tune like I have a slap solo in.
No way.
It's insane. Yeah, man. And I'm using kind of like an 80s like
wow. Amazing.
You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that thing, it's a tune called Sunday and it's in D flat. Right? And if
anybody anybody over on Instagram that asked you why you're playing a 5-string is just like, I'm loving all of the you've answered them a million times over right now. Yeah,
exactly.
It can't be anything other than a 5, right?
Yeah, like you can't get that sound. Like you couldn't do that on a 4 with an octave pedal, and then you're tuning down, or you're just not ever giving that low D flat. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing when you need those notes. Like a song's in E flat, a song's in D flat. Oh man, it's a bummer not to have those low notes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's up with me. But I want to know too from you. I'm going to throw this back at you. You have always sort of oscillated between 4 and 5. And I think we need to know, like, are you choosing 5 for certain projects?
Yeah.
Does it sort of depend on the day you wake up? You know, like, you know, when you're playing that Moollon, for instance, on the gig, you're not playing a 5. That's a 4-string with flats. So what prompts you
like
to either bring a 4 or a 5?
Like this, there's a trio that I do with a great friend of mine, and it's like it's the Moollon at the minute. But you know, like I've played 5s in the past with that trio though, and it's been great.
Yeah,
especially like live.
Yeah.
Like the D's and the C's, the way that they just go in the room, it's really cool. It's really cool.
So
cool. So for me, it's project dependent. You know, like I've done various projects where I wouldn't be able to play a 4-string based on like the lines that have been written for it. But I'm just So it depends on the project. But I will say that I kind of like fall in love with different basses. Everybody knows this, right? Same as you, right? I fall in love with different basses at different points for me of the year. I'd like to say of my life, but it's like throughout the year. So, and I've got like a freaking awesome bass down here. I'll show you. Sorry, I'm just unplugging this.
It's going rogue.
I'm going rogue.
Switching basses. Okay, so I love YouTube. You probably love YouTube. But let's be honest, it's not the best platform for in-depth teaching. Enter the SBL Academy. At SBL, we break down the bass with a curriculum-driven approach that spans from complete beginner level to super advanced. We also cover all kinds of genres, skills, and techniques, all brought to you by world-class bass instructors. And best of all, you can get started today for free at trysbl.com. Oh No, dude! You kept that from me. I knew that it was coming to you. Oh. Ooh. Oh my gosh, man. Tell the people. If you can see it, you can see it. If you can't see it, tell the people.
And that's with the tone wide open as well, which is wild because it just don't.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Yeah, like it really does. So it's a Carbonetti. So I can't remember how this. We went to NAMM.
We sure did.
We went to NAMM, and there was bass player were doing like this awards thing. We went to the awards thing.
We sure did.
I had some beers, and James Carbonetti had some beers. And like I think that we had like a moment, like a brotherly bonding moment, right?
Yeah, yes.
And then the next day, I'm hanging out in NAMM, and I was playing this, and maybe I played this. I must have. I met James that night at the award ceremony in the bass player award ceremony, which was just down the road from there, which was wild actually. Just to say, like, hey, this cool thing happened, and it kind of came and went, but it was wild. There was some great players there. It was freaking Tool played live, like Tool on like they. And I'm not like I like Tool's music. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. Like I haven't been listening to them like this year, right?
Sure.
But I can appreciate the music, and it was wild. I was like, holy crap, Tool's there. And like John Patitucci was there, and Victor Wooten was there, and there was all of these incredible bass players, like all of the incredible Mono Neon. There was some funny moments in that night. It was cool, actually.
They're really, yeah.
And anyway, so had some beers. James Carbonetti also had some beers, and then we had like a brotherly bonding moment. And then I saw him the next day, and we was playing this bass, and I just absolutely loved it. And he was just like, hey, I want you to have this bass. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I want you to have this bass. And let me just say it. I don't know if this is like, do you know, like James Carbonetti, like I don't know, like his family history, but like sounds like Italian vibe, right? Like Carbonetti.
Of course, yeah.
And then you've got Eric Coco and the guys. So James makes labella. He makes Alintos. James Carbonetti is also the guy that makes the labellas, right? Alintos.
No, he makes Alinto basses.
Alinto basses, yeah.
Yes.
And he's there, and he's in the same shop as like Eric Coco and Mitch and
yes.
all of them guys, right? And then he's like, and it was like full on. It's as close as I've ever been to being sort of like indoctrinated into an Italian family. He was like, he was like, I really want you to have this bass. And then he was like, I'm sure he mentioned the word family a lot. And I was like, oh, like, this is like the bass version of The Godfather. I'm in. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to it. It was
Someday,
awesome. It was
they
awesome.
may ask a favor of you.
Yeah, maybe there's a favor going. Yeah. But and then I left NAMM because I was only there for a short while. And he sent this over, and it just got here like yesterday. And it's incredible. It's like a 5, so it's short. So first of all, it looks gorgeous. If you're just listening to the audio version of this, please go and check out the video version on YouTube. So it looks incredible. It's got an incredible finish, like super retro. It's got a great weight. It's not too heavy and not too light. It's got a really interesting neck. It's just interesting. It's kind of like that sushi. It's like, but I actually say that maybe nicer than the sushi, and it's got this like, look at the finish on the fretboard. It's just
incredible.
Like, it's just beautiful, and it's short scale. And you guys, I know that what I think about short scale players, but I'm kidding. And it just sounds like.
Ugh.
It just sounds like woody, like super, and that's with the tone all the way up. It sounds really different from like a P bass or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's got, I don't know what's
that pickup? Do you know what the pickup
I don't
is?
know. I think that you know something more about this. You said something. You're like, oh, they normally. I think that James talked to me about the pickup, and then you talked to me about the pickup. I'm not sure. It was the day after that night out that we'd had. Maybe I was slightly hungover and I forgot. I don't know. But like, what's with the pickup on this thing?
I don't know. I think though that it's some version of like a wide range humbucker. And James, if you're listening to this and I get this wrong, I'm so sorry. But I think it's similar to like what, Fender would do in the Telecaster bass. Remember, the Tele bass that has that big humbucker smashed up against the neck?
Yeah.
Or like a Gibson EB2 pickup, like a big number resistance, dark, high output humbucker pickup.
I do remember that you said they're really hard to get to sound right. I think that James said the same. He was like, they're hard to get to sound right. And this,
To me, I do think that about like the old Fender ones, like the Seth Lover one that was designed for Fender Telecaster bass.
Yeah.
I do think that they can be like kind of like closed off and honky. But this one, the top end sounds really open.
Yeah,
I mean, it's dark, but it's
the B string.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man.
I think it's like a 30-inch scale.
It's just so cool.
Like it's.
I mean, yeah, but the thing, it's like not piano. It goes for like the opposite of what Dingwall goes for on a B string.
Yes.
Yeah. Like Dingwall is going for like piano clarity, like all the overtone. Whereas that kind of instrument, I feel like short scales, all the notes sort of sound the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like notes even on the D string. Like play kind of up high on some of the higher strings as well.
Like up here, kind of.
Yeah, but on the higher strings, they still sort of sound like bass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you still like, you get that.
Yeah, like it has almost like short scales are more consistent sounding across the whole bass, kind of.
Yeah, they don't lose the bottom end register as.
Yes. So you're eating your hat right now, dude.
I'm like a freaking short scale player here. I'll tell you what, like them guys that play 35-inch scale are losers.
What? Yeah, whereas like like a B string on a 35 is gonna go for more of that thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you hear the like overtone of it.
Yeah.
And these are actually Labella super polished. The strings that
is that what you've got on them? Yeah. Is that your signature string? Yeah.
Yeah. And the idea is, right, if you play it kind of like softly, like you'll get more of a flatwound vibe out of it. But if you coax it,
it's still got that top end information.
Still got the top. Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah. It sounds great. It really sounds great. Yeah, it's interesting about because when you slap on Flatwounds, it's like a very particular thing. It's like very particular.
It sounds like I think what I said about those Labella FSs that you have on that Moollon is it sounds like you're slapping a log.
Shall I get it?
Yeah, I think you should get it. Man.
It's so funny. It's the E string, isn't it? It's like clunk.
It's so clunk. Yeah.
Clunk.
Here, let's see. Let's do this.
Get it on. Oh, I'm so pro.
Yeah, I like that sound, actually. It's fun. Yeah. Slapping a log, man.
Oh, my word. That's just like there's
so
nothing.
great.
There's
I know,
nothing.
there's
It's
no...
like, yeah.
But there's like a thing. So I've got some old, these are Labellas, but these are the Alinto flats. But, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they've just got that like narrow kind of like tonal spectrum, but it's right where the bass should be. I think like that might be part of what you're responding to on the gig is like when you're playing it, doesn't sound like, whoa, like amazing, inspiring, bright tone. But it sits.
It doesn't sound. It doesn't sound like when you play it. Like here, I'm like, meh.
Right. That bass sounds great though.
But like, you know. But on the gig, there's something about it. And also I've got that big bare-faced cab as well. That bare-faced. What is that? I just got like, is that like an Austin Powers thing?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it is. I'm just imagining like people. What are they like? If anybody's listening to this, they're like, "What are they doing?" We're making funny faces. That's what we're doing because we're like real adults. But yeah, I do love these.
And if you just decide, like, do you play hard on those two, or do you find that you play a little more mellow? Like, are you snapping them a lot, or are you kind of playing?
I definitely in the room I play them gently, like for
lighter,
sure. Yeah, lighter. Yeah.
On the gig, do you find that too, or are you smacking them?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd like to think that I'm playing them more lightly. Cut to gig. You know.
I bet you're digging in a little. I mean, there's something about them that's cool.
I'm definitely digging in, on the gig.
Yeah.
But maybe not as much as like on a round wound, because on the round wound you really get that, that
spiky.
Exactly, yeah. Which is how I kind of play on round wounds. But yeah, like I'll just be honest, like. It's sometimes I'll go from like playing, the F bass, and then I played the Carbonetti, and then I'm playing this, and I'm like, oh wow, this not into the sound at all.
Interesting.
But then on the gig, I'll be like, oh, this is incredible.
I know. Yep. So this is, I have another Lull here that has those same pickups, but just a different set of strings, and it's a completely different animal.
Yeah.
And when I play it alone in my room, I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't have enough spectrum to it. But then I get it on a gig, and I'm like, like it's.
Like that. I'm just like imagining that through like a big fat rig, and just a drummer just laying it back. And just like,
I know.
And then it's because, like, for me, a bass with Flatwounds it's more about the band. Yes. It's like, what's that saying? It's the sum of all of its parts or whatever.
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah, for sure.
It's within the context of the broader.
Yes.
The broader thing. It's like it's just magical. Whereas when you hear it on its own, it can be like, eh.
And listen, as a bass player, you get told this when you're a teenager, and you theoretically know it. Oh, bass is an ensemble instrument. Oh, go for a sound that works in a band instead of in your room. And you know it, and then you play professionally, and you experience it, and you go, yep, okay, I know it. And still, we're 46 years old, Scott Devine, or maybe you're 47.
Hang on, I'm not 47 yet.
Oh, that's right. But you will be 47 before I will be, which is a delight in my life.
I'll send you a freaking postcard.
But I mean, like, we know this. We know it. We've experienced it hundreds of times. You hear the story of Michael League playing his Smith, and then, he's got to play Lefebvre's P bass on the gig with flats, and it's a revelation. And still, it's almost like you can't take the fusion guy, the prog guy out. Like, we still are like, yeah, but maybe if I get a bass made of black limba. You know what I mean? It's so interesting. And obviously, an instrument like a passive bass with flats isn't the right thing for everything, but man, it is wild when you're playing groove music in a space or even on a recording, I should say. Boy, oh boy, it's hard to beat this like very simple, honest sound.
It's the honesty of it, dude. And,
Yes.
and I've been going through down this Jamerson rabbit hole
Yeah.
so hard
Yes.
over the last few weeks, and that makes me fall in love with it even more. It really does. It's outrageous. Like what? Yeah. Without going down that rabbit hole too deep, Ian and I were preparing for a video that we were recording about James Jamerson. Might be out now. And
maybe it's out.
Do you reckon it's out? Yeah. And it was just like going through those lines was just incredible. It was just, yeah. What he did was just outrageous.
It's unbelievable. And if you think you have a couple under your belt and you're like, oh yeah, I kind of get it, man. It is a deep, deep well. Or if you've never checked it out, like me in my 20s, I tell a story of getting fired from a session because I didn't kind of have that like McCartney Jamerson language under my belt. And I got my butt kicked for it. And I went and, tried to solve that. And it has been honestly like a lifelong journey, like to really, really understand and really get a handle on how just bold and incredibly confident and creative Jamerson was. Like to play that stuff, you have to have huge balls.
Dude, he was like, it was outrageous. I've got the book here, dude. I've got the book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like back in the day, all you people on the interwebs, like back in the day when Ian and I were younger, this was the thing. Like, yeah, check it out. So Ian's got the old version, I got this, and it's a book of all of Jamerson's bass lines. It's the stories about Jamerson because he was a really, really super interesting character as well. And then it's a breakdown of all of it or some of his legendary bass lines. There was obviously so many legendary bass lines that he played on, and then also you get to hear other people playing his bass lines, which is incredible. Like so you hear like I'm looking now. You got Will Lee, you've got Pino Palladino, you've got John Entwistle, Gerald Veasley,
Anthony Jackson,
the late great Phil Chen. Geddy Lee, like all of these people playing Jamerson bass lines. Freddie Washington, shout out to Freddie. And what I learned actually, and it's kind of like the Flatwound thing. It's similar. Yeah. It's like, you understand it.
Yes.
Like, it's cool, but you think you appreciate it. You're like, oh, I appreciate that. But there's a difference between appreciating it and actually truly understanding, like being in the boots. Totally. And I'm, like if you'd asked me a few months ago, like 2 months ago, you a Jamerson fan? Yes, I would have said, of course. What were you talking? Of course. Was it revolutionary what he did? Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah, you have the talking points. Yes.
I'll tell you what, like until you sit down and actually start studying his bass lines and playing them, like you're not going to get it. It's a very, I like, and maybe this is my opinion and I'm going to stick with it. My opinion is that you actually can't appreciate how much of a genius Jamerson was if you're one, not a bass player, but two, can't actually play his line. Like you haven't played his lines. You've got to get in his boots and see what he was doing because it's outrageous. Like it's freaking outrageous. You could appreciate it, but to actually really get in his boots and put your fingers where he put them and realize that like he was like a master of improvisation as well, and like a lot of those lines they would give him an outline and then he would develop that, and then to see how he developed it and knowing that they're also like they're in basically a hit making factory, they're just sort of like cutting tracks every single day after day after day. He was like the next level. He was like completely. Like he was for me, you know,
still is.
yeah,
you
like
know, like
you know, people talk about like Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, you know, like those legends of that craft. He was a legend of this craft of bass. He was a legend, and I think it's just maybe sort of like my intuition tells me that people say it. And they're like, oh yeah, James Jamerson. I love James Jamerson.
Jamerson.
Yeah. And but I think then until you get in the boots, until you actually sit and learn these lines, and I'm saying that about myself, actually. That's until like a few weeks ago, and I did this Jamerson deep dive. I actually went through that, and it's not like I felt guilty, but it was a sense of, oh, I didn't get it. I thought I got it.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it.
Yes.
and it's because it's subtle what he's doing as well.
For sure. And also all with one finger, which is freaking wild.
Yeah.
It's impossible almost.
It's impossible.
And then what Scott and I have experienced after our big Jamerson deep dive is Jamerson shows up everywhere. Every bass line after Jamerson has a little Jamerson. You know what I mean? Like
since we did that Jamerson deep dive, Ian and I have been recording videos and like lessons and stuff, and we'll kind of give each other we'll give each other the look. It's the Jamerson look. It's like, oh, this is
just from him.
Yeah, it's just from
totally.
him. Yeah.
Like we did a hair metal video. I don't know if that'll be out by now. And we did a punk rock video. And so many of those bass lines are absolutely either directly, but certainly without a doubt, indirectly influenced from just how pervasive Jamerson's influence and approaches and lines and movement was in music. Like, it's just all, we're like, wait a minute. Like, every video we're like, is Jamerson the secret? Like, was he the first hair metal bassist? Wait, was Jamerson secretly the first punk rock bassist?
Yeah.
I mean, like, stuff comes from somewhere, and it's really cool. This guy feels like source material. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, it's
source material. And he's playing jazz. He's adapting walking lines in pop music, but man, the way he did it in pop music that's it. It's like the rhythmical, it's like the harmonic and then rhythmic complexity of what he's doing is outrageous. I think this is a cool place, a cool way to take us out today. Cool. Is on this, how long? Because we could play you like Darling Dear. So if you want to go listen to an incredible James Jamerson, him at his peak, like go listen to Darling Dear by the Jackson 5 and you'll listen to the bass line and you'll be like, oh, Jamerson. Just let me say to everybody, go learn the first verse and chorus. Just go learn it. Yeah. It's like, as Ian said, source material. You're not going to get it until you actually start playing this stuff. But this is something I hadn't heard before, actually. So this is why I want to play this. It's How Long Has That Evening Train Been Gone? Diana Ross and the Supremes. Oh, cool. And this is a great example of Jamerson doing his thing, and it's kind of easy to listen to it and be like, oh yeah, it's great. I could do that.
It's great. It's great.
No
but
problem.
There's this bit. Let me just play you this line, and then I'm going to let him play it. Let me put the music here. Like full, So he plays this E. So this is on an E flat 7 chord, right? So that bad boy right there. He goes. So he's. Let me just play that slowly. So he goes E flat, yeah. Then he goes an open A to a G. Let me just say that the open A is a flat 5 to the E flat. It harmonically shouldn't work, right? So he's going open A, G, open A flat, open A. Let me just get this right. Open A, G, G sharp, and then B flat, and then down. So he goes. and like as soon as I learned that line, I was like, what is he even thinking to be able to do that? But anyway, without me rabbiting on, let's take it out on this and check this out. It's super short, but I think that you're going to dig it. Oh, hang on. Can you hear that, dude?
I'm already digging it. Yes, I can.
Here we go. Should I do the fade in?
Of course. Oh, Tambo already so groovy.
Dude.
Dang. Propulsive. Dude. Woo! This is so funky.
Come on.
Unbelievable.
Woo! Ah!
Oh, chicken, yes.
On a scrap of paper was a train arriving information. His room was empty and his closet's bare, and not a single shirt was hanging there. How could the God, yes, I believe me? And what did I do that was so displeasing? Only yesterday he held me tight, told me everything, gonna be alright. Oh, said he loved me and he cried. Oh yeah, said he loved me and he cried. Oh yes, he did now. There must be an explanation. Come on and move out the station. Can't you see that it's taking the word and making me a sunset girl? That's why I can't let go. That's why I gotta know how long has that evening train been going? I wanna know how long has the train been gone now? Oh yeah, has that evening train been gone right now? Can't wait a minute longer. Has that evening train been gone right now?
I could listen to that all day long, dude.
It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
And I've got to say, it's that combo of he has incredible harmonic knowledge, but the thing that is the most amazing to me is his 16th note. He understands where all the uhs, all the e's.
It's like at times he's only playing on them.
I know. He's playing on those 16th note offbeats. It's wild.
It's wild, isn't it? Yeah, it's wild, dude. We can't do anything after that. I'm spent. Let's call it, guys. If you could let us know in the comments, where do you want us? We want to get back to doing this weekly for you guys, and we would love to, put this thing where you want it. There's a tune in there. Put it where you want it. So do you want it on the main channel? Do you want it over on the podcast channel? If you could let us know down below, that would be brilliant. Sign us off, Allison.
Until then, I love doing this podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of it. And we're going to see you in the next one.